So here we are going to use the assembly as an alternative to building the project as a single model. To construct the assembly, we have three components made: a backplate, which you can see here, and if we change our views, we can see we also have a top plate and a side plate. So let's go back to the backplate. Just that's where the projector is catching. So we want to create a new model. This time it's going to be an assembly model, and we'll call this project underscore ASMY. And we won't use the default template. We'll go for the millimeter newtons option. So we say OK, and millimeter newton second assembly design. That's the option we want. We'll say OK. Now let's just resize this so as it appears in our window. That's it. We're going to assemble something here. So what assembly we're going to put in? The backplate's there. It's already been saved in our folder called project and available to us. So we say open, and rather than do anything more in terms of moving it around we could just use default, which means that it overlaps exactly the origin of the assembly model, and it's fully constrained, and we're happy. Now, in order to make the other two parts available, I'm going to have to go and pause for a second. So next, we might want to put in, say, a side panel. So we want to insert, assemble a side plate, open, and now we have all the options we'd ever want to move this around. So let's just drag it roughly to where we think we might like it. And look at the placement options. So presumably we'd like select a component item, this face, to be select an assembly item, this face, and they're coincident. So if we look at it, we have it lined up there. Yeah. So presumably we like the bottom face on a new constraint to be, let's go picking it, that one. Yeah, right mouse click there to pick it and pick the bottom, and that to be coincident with the bottom of this plate here. So let's right mouse click here to get it. Yeah. And now we've 1 degree of freedom left. Yeah. So we can drag it out in this direction. So finally, we want a new constraint, and again a coincident constraint. Let's just zoom in here, see what we're picking. That face to be coincident with. Now I'm right mouse clicking because it's not highlighting. Now it's highlighting, and now it's fully constrained. Okay. So we can repeat the process at the other end. Assemble a side plate, open. This time we're going to drag it over here, and the placement, we set it coincident. Now, are we going to pick the datum or right mouse click? Let's get in here a little bit tighter. That's the panel we want. That's the surface we want, and we want it coincident with the back surface of this. So that's the front surface, right mouse click, the back surface. Now they're aligned. The second constraint, a new constraint, is, let's see, that's lined up so. His new constraint would be to pull this to the bottom, yeah? So we want select component item, this face to be coincident or coplanar with that face. And then we want another new constraint, and we can leave it on automatic if we like, coincident, and pull it in. So this face and this face. And when we've completed the assembly, it's fully constrained. Great. Let's just Control D and see the layout. Yep. So hopefully they're happy as they're placed. Then we'll call that enough of an introduction.